Hi there. Welcome to Brave Leaders. I am Tara Weir, and I am so glad that you are here listening in. I had an experience yesterday at Jersey Mike's that reminded me of the challenges that we're all experiencing. So I'm with my family, and we walk in to Jersey Mike's, and on the floor are all sorts of X's and lines done by tape. I'm sure if any of you have seen any of these places for takeout, you have had that experience, and you stand on a line or an X, and that keeps everyone at a safe distance. Well, this is my first experience since all of this has happened because I've stayed home. Um, the the plan yesterday was to go to the grocery store and then grab subs at Jersey Mike's, so we didn't have to make dinner. So I walk into the sub shop, and to my right, there are three people, 6 feet apart, lined up with their backs against the window. And there's this pathway pretty large in front of me where I walked down and kind of made a joke about, X marks the spot. So I went over and stood in the order section where the X was, and I waited. And I waited, and we waited, and we waited. And then finally, this young man, it was obvious they were scrambling. They were busy from all the online and phone calls, orders, but they were also, it was obvious that they were working hard and they were busy. So we were patient, and this young man, he finally said, "What can I get for you?" And as soon as he said that, the man, the person closest to me with his back against the window, started to get really upset. And he started shouting and saying, "Hey, I've been here. I've been waiting for my order, waiting to give my order." And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Please go ahead." And he said, "No, no, 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 you go on ahead." And I said, "No, sir, if you were here waiting." And he said, "You didn't even ask. You didn't even ask if I had ordered." And I said, "I'm sorry." And then the gentleman, the young man, said, well, right then, a woman behind the counter said, "Sir, come on over here. I'll help you. I'm so sorry you've waited." Like, she kind of interrupted it because she saw that he was escalating. And I was just kind of standing there stunned. So he immediately went to her and started to place his order with her. And the young man behind the counter said, "Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that just happened. I apologize for his behavior," because he was really angry. Well, I know that we're all a little on edge. I know I'm on edge, and I'm feeling extra sensitive. So while we were there, we placed our order. We were waiting for our sandwiches, and the man left. And the woman and the young man behind the counter again said, "Thank you so much. You guys remain so calm. Thank you for being that way." He was clearly really angry. And I was able to at that time realize, like, we're all under a lot of stress. Well, as we were waiting for our sandwiches, I could feel I started noticing my thoughts. Like, I was starting to think really, like, angry thoughts back at him. Like, if I was going to get in a fight with him, like, what I would have said, like, "Quit being a victim. Speak up. Don't wait for me to ask you if you'd ordered. Step up before. And when you notice, you're not standing in the right place." And I just could feel my anger growing. And so in the moment, I was able, maybe because I was in shock, but I was able to stay calm and collected. But then afterwards, we got in the car, and I just, like, vented to my husband and just let it all out. And once I was able to be messy and angry um, and really just vent it, let all the energy out, I immediately got to the feeling of compassion. I had compassion for myself because I felt attacked. So I paused after I had that venting session and was able to turn within myself and say, "Of course you were shocked, and of course you were scared, and of course you responded afterwards angrily, because that was a little scary and it was uncertain." So I was able to have compassion for myself and think to myself, there's a lot going on, and you're stressed. Well, then, as soon as I was able to have compassion for myself, I then turned that on him, and I immediately pictured him, and I thought to myself, who knows what's going on for him? Who knows? I didn't know. I mean, has he lost his job? Are his kids sick? Is he tight on money anyway, and he's trying to make ends meet? Like, I have no idea what experiences or what challenges or what his circumstances are that bring him to that moment. Just like he doesn't know what is bringing me to that moment too. But what I realized was the power of noticing and acknowledging for myself what I experienced emotionally, that I felt fear and I felt anger, and I definitely felt a little sadness in there too. And then being able to get my need met for letting that energy go and out of me by being able to talk to my husband about it and just vent and be angry and be messy, and then bringing compassion to myself and understanding and bringing that to him. So what I believe I did by having compassion for him was, I believe that I was able to bridge that connection. That you know, my goal is to connect with people and to come from love and to come from understanding and to come from calm, a place of calm. And I wasn't feeling that after he left and I was standing there. I wasn't feeling that. And so I needed to meet my needs in order to get back to calm, clear, and kind. And I guess why I'm saying this is because we all are under a lot of stress, whether it's homeschooling for the first time, whether it's working from home for the first time, whether it's just reading the news and feeling the uncertainty and the fear around this virus that is, replicating and traveling so quickly from person to person and country to country. Who knows what stress we're experiencing? But I guess I'm bringing this up because we can do our work, and I believe when we do our work, we can change the dynamic. Now, if I had reacted on the spot and had words with him, said the words that had come to mind afterwards, that would not have really solved anything. It would have escalated worse. And I know I would have left feeling disappointed that that was how I reacted to him. And I believe that because dynamics are co-created, I have the power to influence how my dynamics go with people. And I know that when we own that we have the power to transform our interactions with people, then we can do and be anything we want to be. I really believe in the power of doing our work in order to influence not only the one-on-one dynamics, but influence the groups that we're a part of. So in my Brave Leaders program that will be launching soon for women, my focus is on that experience, that transforming the trigger, developing and bringing compassion to ourselves. And we can do that by identifying our needs and really owning our thoughts and really, owning our feelings and clarifying what our limiting beliefs are, or maybe what our core beliefs are, or our thoughts that we have regularly, like ruminating thoughts. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on with this next program, Brave Leaders for Women. And I want to invite you and any women that you know, to check out the information on my program. I'm going to be launching in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be really interactive live trainings along with some coaching and masterminding and lots of great information, but also practice, not just me spewing, but really interactive with lots of practice, really to turn around how we experience our people and ourselves when we're triggered, because it's an internal experience and it's an external experience with other people. So I'm going to put the link in my post here, and I hope you check it out. And regardless of whether or not you check out the program, I want to encourage you to really practice noticing when you're triggered, how you react, and a couple of practices of identifying how you want to show up. My goal is always calm, clear, and kind, and get clear on how you want to show up. And then when you are triggered, to take a deep breath, to notice, and to, once you've noticed, to take that deep breath and to get yourself grounded. We're going to do a lot of grounding techniques in the training, the program that's coming on. So we'll have all sorts of tools in order to manage our emotional experience. Okay, well, thanks for listening. I wish you the best. May you have well, we've been having snow and sun here, snow, sun, rain, all of the above. So may your day be full of joy, whether it's sunny, rainy, snowy, haily, whatever it is, may your day be full of joy. Thanks for listening.